is a myth that if you're not planning your days in the same way every day, then you're doing it wrong. I do not believe that. I do not live that. Some days I need a lot of structure, and other days everything's just rolling and I just need a sticky note for a few things. Hi, I'm Em. I talk about planning, productivity, and building systems that work in your real life. This is the fourth part of my Choose Four Things system for building your own personal productivity system. I got one more piece to go, which is going to be manage your tasks after this. We'll talk about what does it actually mean to plan your day, how planning your day can vary, and then go into some tools and format different ways to plan your day. Not trying to make it fit perfectly into the same mold every day, but to have a kind of flexible rhythm that you can use and scale as necessary. What does plan your day actually mean to me? It doesn't mean filling in a complete schedule for every day. It doesn't mean having a planner with daily pages and filling them out consistently and mechanically. This part of your system is about checking in and connecting your when, what do I have planned, what's my schedule, the calendar part, with the what do I have to do today, my task list, what can fit in between those pre-scheduled things if you're the type that has a lot of that. And really sitting down at the beginning of the day and trying to figure out what kind of day you're going to have. You might be all predetermined or you might have some flexibility, and planning your day is when you get to kind of decide what that's going to be. Planning your day doesn't mean predicting every moment. It means having just enough structure to get you to do what you need to do with some focus. Here are a few things that might be part of your daily plan. Your schedule, you need to look at your calendar and see what's already predetermined. You might just look at it, you might write those things down. Your task for the day, once you know what time you have left, or maybe things you have to get ready for even, you need to slot those things in. These might come from your ongoing task list, they might come some from email, they might come from your brain, or leftover stuff from the day before. Maybe you need to migrate some stuff over. Keep it realistic. Don't plan 100 things if you've got 2 hours. Plan a few things and you can always add more later. And then your priorities. You might want to plan something formally like a daily big three, or maybe in a system you're using, you have a way of, starring or exclamation pointing or color coding. But figure out what are your musts for the day and your shoulds for the day, or your need tos and your nice tos, however you refer to them. But we know that all tasks aren't created equally. Figure out what matters the most. The goal is not to make a rigid plan that's going to make you feel bad when you don't stick to it, because it almost never goes as planned. It's just to give you a direction, something to head towards. How planning your day might look different at different times. There's nothing that says you have to plan your day in the planner, or that even every day looks the same. I bought a very large daily planner because I was sure this was going to be the year I was going to be in that planner every day. And by January 4th? No, probably not. This doesn't work for me. So I like to plan much more flexibly. So some days I use a full page in my daily notebook. I set up a full daily page. I write out a schedule. I write out my tasks. I have some room for notes. You've seen me do that. Some days I don't get to planning the next day the previous day. I love to plan tomorrow today, but it doesn't always happen. And those are the days when usually on the couch or in bed, I'm on my phone and I want to plan the day. I don't want to go back upstairs. So I've found myself occasionally planning my day on an Apple Note on my phone, and that works great too. And some days it doesn't even go that far. I just, as I'm, brushing my teeth or feeding the dogs, I'm just kind of mentally in my head knowing, okay, I'm going to Portland today and I'm going to go here and there, and I might write a sticky note and stick it to my phone, and that's planning the day. Those are the days I'm not going to write a plan for the day on paper just to write a plan for the day on paper. If I had a planner with daily pages, it would be an empty daily page. But I don't know about you, I have always felt if I was not using every page in a daily planner, I was just not good enough, or failing, and I'm not as good as planning and doing things or getting things done as they are. All that finger pointing. And I've given myself permission. That is just not effective for me. And part of the key is I've recognized the difference between planning and recording, but that's another topic for another time. The important part isn't the format. The important part is checking in and knowing what's important. So daily planning doesn't have to be formal or matchy-matchy. It just has to be intentional. What are some different tools and formats and ways that you can plan your day? You don't have to pick one. Now, again, maybe it's more helpful for you to have it all in one. Because you got it on paper and you carry it around with you. Maybe it's important for you to have it all in one and you have some kind of a digital system and you're able to do that every day. Great. For me, my days look very different from one another, and I am finding very much peace in being able to do what works for me that particular day. Here's a few ideas of what could work. Having a page in a daily planner, that can work. And especially if you need help with consistency, maybe it's going to help to have that there to kind of push you to get stuff written down. If it works for you, that is a great reason to do it. What I find is when I have a daily page, whether it's in a planner or in a spiral notebook, something that you make yourself, which is another option, I find I do as much recording what I've done as I do planning what I'm going to do. So that is a perfectly valid thing to use those pages for as well. So a daily page or a spiral notebook or journal of some kind, all of those work. Maybe you're going to use an Apple Notes or Google Doc or some other digital page and just recreate that same kind of thing. Maybe plan on your iPad and you have one of the digital planners on your iPad. That works as well. Maybe you don't plan daily at all. You say, I'm not a daily planner. I am a weekly planner. Well, if you plan weekly, and I'll pop a picture up here on one of my weekly spreads. I don't do that every week either because some weeks I don't need it and some weeks I don't have the time for it. But sometimes I do need it. But if you plan weekly, then chances are you don't just plan weekly and then everything is just perfect and goes the way you planned. Each day you look at it and go, oh, well, no, this was planned, but it got canceled. And so planning weekly and then adjusting daily means you're still planning daily. Even if it's not daily pages, you're still planning daily. And then again, there's the super light version. Have it on a post-it. Do a mental check-in. Close your eyes and visualize. What does your day look like? I have been known to do that for sure. It's not about using a product. It's not about buying a planner and using every single facet of it. It's about building a system that is tailored to you, that helps you accomplish what you want to accomplish and what you need to accomplish. If you haven't watched the earlier parts in the series, those will be linked down below as well. And there's one more to come, so be sure to subscribe and hit the bell if you want to get notified when that comes out. And I would love to know what different ways you plan your day. Do you plan your day the same every day? Did you think you didn't plan your day, but the way I've defined it, maybe you realize now you do? Love to hear those things. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you again soon. Take care.